In my past life, Alaric Shun died to save me. Before he died, he tightly grasped the collar of my shirt and gritted his teeth, saying to me, "Lux Lin, if life could be relived, I would rather never have met you." He hated me for using my family's power to force him into marrying me. He hated me even more for breaking up his relationship with his mistress, which led to Virachin's tragic and accidental death. So until his death, he never forgave me, and used his death to make me appear as a ruthless and manipulative villain in the eyes of everyone. After his death, my Lin family went bankrupt in less than 6 months due to the malicious public backlash. My parents were also targeted by Virachin's fans, and died in a car accident as a result of their deliberate revenge. In my despair and regret, under the insults of Alaric Shun's parents, I jumped from the rooftop. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself back on the day I was registering my marriage with Alaric Shun. This time, I will not repeat the same mistake. The first thing I will do is sever all possible connections with Alaric Shun. Lux Lin, even if you force me to marry you, I will never love you, and I will never touch you. You should give up on that idea. Alaric Shun's angry rebuke echoed in my ears, waking me from the chaos. What's going on? Didn't I jump off a building to commit suicide? Why am I seeing Alaric Shun again? And he's still alive. Don't touch me. If you want to get the certificate, hurry up. I'll give you 1 minute. Take out the marriage certificate yourself. Alaric Shun disgustedly shook off my hand that was touching his face, threw the documents at me, and then turned to walk out. The pain in my hand tells me this is real. I'm not dreaming, and I've returned to the day when I forced Alaric Shun to marry me. In my past life, Alaric Shun was also coerced by me, unwillingly marrying me. I thought this would be the beginning of my happiness, but I never expected it to end so tragically. Fortunately, heaven pitied me and allowed me to be reborn. This time, I will never make the same foolish mistake again. I watched that resolute figure through tear-filled eyes, wiped away my tears, and didn't chase after Alaric Shun to ask him to come back. He's right. My Lin family is wealthy and powerful. What kind of man do I not have access to? This time, let me personally sever this karmic bond. Thinking of this, I waved at the bodyguards not far away, asking them to avoid Alaric Shun and bring Virachin, who was hiding in the shadows and plotting to frame me. Lux Lin, why did you ask me to come here? Are you trying to show off? I'll tell you, even if you force Alaric to marry you, it doesn't matter. The one he has always loved, from the beginning to the end, is only me. Virachin arrogantly raised her head, exposing her long, snow-white neck. Like a proud swan, I walked up to her, speaking indifferently. So what? As long as I want to, he'll still obediently marry me. I purposely said these words to provoke her, wanting to see how she would react. In the previous life, she secretly hid in the corner, and after Alaric Shun and I got our marriage certificate, she ran in front of us, pretending to be heartbroken, trying to make Alaric Shun feel guilty. Then, while Alaric Shun went to get the car, she deliberately stood by the roadside and said things to provoke me, making me act as if I had pushed her. In fact, I didn't push her. She grabbed my hand and threw herself backward in front of an approaching car, creating the illusion that I had pushed her, making Alaric Shun see my cruel side. Lux Lin, even if you get his body, you will never have his heart. Don't be too happy too soon. Just wait. There will be a time when you will cry. Virachin never hides her ugly face in front of me. She's right. In my last life, I forced Alaric Shun to marry me. On the wedding day, due to her scheming, my husband not only cursed me viciously but also asked why I hadn't died yet. No matter how I explained to him, he didn't believe me. Those words, like a curse, stabbed deep into my heart like a knife, leaving me completely devastated. Even now, just recalling them makes my heart ache. Since then, he hasn't even returned home, but has frequently appeared with Virachin on trending searches. Throughout the year, it's a luxury to even see him once. Let alone anything else, the marriage feels no different from not being married at all. Thinking of this, I gave a self-mocking smile and deeply exhaled. I restrained all my emotions and looked at her. Did you bring your ID? Virachin covered her bag, watching me warily. What do you want to do? I didn't want to waste time talking to her, so I directly grabbed her bag and started searching for her ID card inside. Lux Lin, What the hell do you want? Give me back my bag. Or Alaric won't let you off. Shut up. I replaced the documents and certificates I was preparing to submit with those of Alaric Shun and Vera Chin. Vera Chin widened her eyes, unable to speak, until the marriage certificate of her and Alaric Shun appeared in front of her. This time, I am doing this for you. How you tell Alaric Shun about this matter, you can figure it out yourself. Lux Lin, are you crazy, looking at the two bright red marriage certificates? I covered my chest that felt both sore and painful, and smiled, saying, just consider it that I'm crazy. After all, only in this way can I completely sever all ties with Alaric Shun. Why is it taking so long? Lux Lin, how long are you going to be like this, after leaving the marriage registration hall? I thought Alaric Shun had already left, but to my surprise, he was still waiting for me outside. At this point, he only hated that I used my power to force him into marrying me. But he didn't yet hate me to the bone. Setting aside everything else, Alaric Shun is actually a really great person. Gentle, handsome, righteous, and a top student. Apart from not liking me, I really can't find a single flaw in him. In my previous life, I was obsessed and stubborn. He was never a mere fish in the pond, but I trapped him in a stagnant pool of water, making him melancholic. In the end, he died in an accident while trying to save me. How much must he have hated me to say, just before he died, that he would rather never have met me? Perhaps the heavens brought me back to today to help me let go of my obsession and stop making foolish mistakes. Thinking of this, I tucked away my emotions and felt a sense of relief in my heart. Alaric Shun, life really started over again. This time, let's pretend we never knew each other. The cost of loving you is too great. I really can't bear it. I know how painful it is to not be with the person you love. I have also witnessed how much he regretted and blamed himself after Vera Chin's tragic accidental death in the previous life. Since that's the case, I'll let them be. Lux Lin, who are you putting on this pitiful act for? Don't think that if you cry in front of me, I'll feel sorry for you. Alaric Shun looked at me with a complicated expression. His instinctive gesture of reaching out towards me just now made me briefly think that he was going to wipe away my tears. I didn't intend to cry, but I couldn't stop. No matter who is replaced, the result of the sky collapsing and restarting will surely make people sigh with emotion, right? Hurry up and wipe your tears. Don't let your parents see when you get home. They'll say I bullied you. Alaric Shun irritably turned his head away, gripping the hand he hastily withdrew. Yeah. Mom and Dad are still waiting for me to come back. I can't let them worry anymore. Thinking about how I can see my parents soon, my gloomy mood was instantly lifted. I didn't even notice that Alaric Shun was looking at me with a strange expression. What are you doing? Put the marriage certificate here for now. In a few days, I'll give you a big surprise. Alaric Shun suddenly wanted to take the marriage certificate from my hand, which startled me. I haven't figured out how to tell him about this yet. So I'll have to talk about it when I get home. I didn't want to watch either, but I remembered your habit of being careless and losing things. I advise you not to lose your ID. I won't accompany you to get a replacement. Alaric Shun spoke irritably, feeling like something was off. Got it, don't worry. On the day the surprise arrives, you'll definitely thank me. I don't want your surprises. As long as you stop causing trouble for me, that's enough. Alaric Shun, thank you for repeatedly saving me from danger. Whether you believe it or not, in the past, I truly liked you, really liked you. For someone who died saving me, I really can't hate him. But there is a lifetime of blood debts between us. In this life, fulfilling his last wish is the last thing I can do for him. Lin. Lux Lin, I told you, I'm saving you not because I like you. I would save anyone in danger. I advise you, don't misunderstand my intentions. I know. So this time, as you wish. We'll be strangers. When Alaric Shun looked into those bright, watery eyes, he suddenly felt a sense of panic, as if something was quietly slipping away. At this moment, he still didn't know that this final gaze would become the pain of his entire life. In a few days, I've booked the wedding banquet at Shanghao Hotel. Remember to have uncle and aunt dress up for the occasion. I know you don't like others knowing about these things, but don't worry. No one else will be there except for both sets of parents. I got it. Have you finished talking? Can I leave now? Alaric Shin had an expression of complete patience. Walking toward the driver's seat, I smiled and turned, walking away from him. Alaric Shin, this time, we really will never meet again. In his stunned gaze, I waved at him, got in the car, and drove off. Alaric Shin sat in the car, watching the disappearing taillights, and couldn't help but laugh out of anger. Just now, he had walked out of the marriage registration office, and the person who was always the closest to him hadn't chased after him to beg him to come back. So it turns out, she was waiting here for him. She's really such a petty and narrow-minded woman. In a corner where no one noticed, Vera Chin, who had witnessed everything, timely dialed the phone. Alaric, are you okay? Why do you ask that? Has something happened? No, Alaric, I just wanted to ask you, you and Lux Lin, we got our marriage certificate today. Sorry Vera, I'm telling you this only now. You two got your certificate. Didn't Lux Lin say anything? What should she have said? Or should I say, did she come to trouble you? No, I just want to know, what do you think about us getting our certificate today? It's nothing. Just marriage. Think of it as a way to give my parents an explanation. As long as you didn't overthink it. After hanging up the phone, Vera Chin's uneasy feelings finally began to settle down. She didn't know why Lux Lin did this, but she felt like it wasn't that simple. Could it be that she discovered something? When I rushed through the door, I collided with someone full force. Hiss. What's so hard that it made my head buzz when I bumped into it? Lin, Lux Lin. A magnetic male voice sounded from above, and as I looked up, I collided with a pair of captivating eyes. Daughter, why are you back? Didn't you go to get your marriage certificate with Alaric Shin today? Dad, Mom, I don't want to marry Alaric Shin anymore. So I came back. Who is he? I looked at the man in front of me and realized he was still holding me, his face turning red as he stepped back a few paces. What nonsense. What do you think marriage is? Playing house. If you want to get married, get married. If you don't, then don't. Great, so you're saying you didn't marry that person with the surname Shin this time? I hadn't even spoken yet, but the handsome guy next to me was even more excited than I was. After reacting, his red-faced, flustered look was just like a golden retriever, soft and cute. Later, I found out that he was actually the little chubby kid who lived next door when I was a child, who looked like a character from a traditional New Year's painting. I remember, he was so cute back then, chubby and round. Every time we played house, I was the mom and he had to be the dad, as I demanded. But later, their whole family moved abroad, and on the day he left, I cried terribly. I never expected that, after more than 10 years, when we met again, he had grown so tall and turned out to be so handsome. I gulped, my fangirl side just starting to show. And my dad immediately knew about the things I had done. Lux Lin, weren't you insisting on marrying Alaric Shin no matter what before? Why now are you letting her marry another woman? Are you trying to make me angry to death? Oh, Dad. Please calm down. Let's talk this through. Calm down. How can I calm down? You're about to switch partners. What on earth are you thinking? I didn't have a choice. Dad, actually, Alaric Shin and I are incompatible according to fate. We can't get married. It would bring disaster to our whole family. What a mess. I think you're just itching for trouble. Mom, save me. Let me hide behind you. In my panic, I grabbed the nearest person and hid. It wasn't until he had truly shielded me that I realized my mom was not far away, looking at me with a mix of amusement and exasperation. Uncle, Lux's actions must be the result of careful consideration, right? He suddenly turned around and looked at me seriously, then secretly gave me a wink. I looked at my dad's ashen face and quickly tried to smooth things over with his words. Yeah, Dad, don't be mad at me. Be careful not to harm your health with anger. My mom also timely chimed in. Didn't you previously worry that your daughter would be mistreated after marrying, and now you're angry again? You all just indulge her. Look at what you've turned her into. My dad said this out loud, but he was actually worried I might have been affected by something. After my repeated explanation, he finally calmed down. If you don't want to get married, then don't. The Lin family isn't incapable of supporting you, as long as you don't regret it. After being reborn, many things have changed because of my actions. For example, Alaric Shin actually took the initiative to call me. asking when I would be back and whether he should come pick me up. I happened to see Virachine's update, so I sent her location, and after that, he never contacted me again, naturally. I didn't reach out to him again but started focusing on internal matters at Lynn's company. Seeing me like this, my mom sighed and asked with concern, "Lux, do you really not like Alaric Shin anymore? In the past, how much I loved Alaric Shin, everyone could see it, in order to be with him. I gave up more than just money and power, I gave him all my true heart. In my past life, after my parents saw me get married, they were always depressed, when they knew that Alaric Shin would never like me. They asked me if I had considered giving up. They said, a forced melon is not sweet, if it really doesn't work, just let it go, life is long, and wasting time on an unreciprocated love only hurts both the person and oneself. Alaric Shin is good, but they hope even more that I can be happy. However, giving up is easier said than done. For me, Alaric Shin is not just someone I had a crush on when I first fell in love, but also a deity who saved me from danger multiple times. I really like him so much, even if he doesn't like me, or even hates me, I still can't control my heart. When I see him, it just beats wildly. Moreover, I feel that making Alaric Shin slowly fall for me is not completely impossible. At least, his parents really like me, and they don't like Virachine. It's a pity that one mistake led to another, and things that are forced will never truly belong to me. Mom, don't worry, I've thought it through. From now on, I'll stay by you and Dad for the rest of my life. Okay, Lux, I'm glad you've thought it through, but do you feel that Xiaoju is different towards you? I've been thinking about that figure I keep running into these days, and awkwardly said, Is there? At first, your dad and I considered the idea of a marriage alliance with the Kai family. Since when you were little, you always kept saying he was yours, Mom Tilda. But later, seeing how much you liked Alaric Shin, your dad and I decided to let go of the idea. Okay, Mom, I don't want anything right now, I just want to stay with you and Dad. I also want to eat the fruit millefeuille you made with your own hands. Okay, I'll go make it for you. As soon as I turned around, I saw a tall figure appear outside the balcony. Kai Xingzhou. Why are you on my balcony? Lux really is forgetful. This connection ladder was something you begged our families to install when you were little. Just so you could come to my house and bother me. That was when we were kids. I won't bother you anymore. It's really sad, but it's okay. If you don't bother me, then I'll just bother you instead. What exactly do you want to do? Lux Lin, do you believe in reincarnation? I shuddered all over. Then I heard him say word by word, let Alaric Shin marry someone else. It's not because you and him are incompatible, but because you have also reincarnated, right? I turned around to glance at the door, pulled him and walked outside. Come with me. We arrived at a quiet coffee shop, and I asked him, how did you? Because in the previous life, I also came back on the day you registered your marriage. But, you wonder why you've never seen me, right? Kai Xingzhou smiled bitterly and said, at that time, your eyes and heart were only on Alaric Shin. What difference would it have made if I appeared? Sorry, this is not the time to say sorry. He took out a photo and asked me, Lux, Auntie said you're preparing a wedding banquet for this woman. Is that true? I looked at Virachine's photo and nodded. Yes, so what? He solemnly told me, this woman is not a good person. I know, but what can I do? She likes me, and what can I do about it? Virachine has been scheming for a long time. In my past life, I once accidentally saw her getting out of a luxury car, dressed provocatively. I wanted to tell Alaric Shin about this. But Virachine sensed my intentions first and started making small moves to frame me in front of Alaric Shin, and Alaric Shin repeatedly believed in her, while I, filled with hatred from disdain, was warned that if I continued to act recklessly, he would divorce me. During that time, I went through a period of dark, almost unbearable days. Anyone would be unable to bear being hated like this by the person they like. In my despair, I wanted to give up. But Alaric Shin's parents cried and knelt in front of me, begging me to help him, to not let him be ruined by a woman like Virachine. Seeing their red, swollen eyes from crying, my heart softened, and I struggled to gather my strength for one last attempt. Unfortunately, before I could take action, Virachine's issue was exposed. In an instant, Her pure and innocent image completely collapsed, and with it came an overwhelming wave of online abuse and insults. Not long after, she held a press conference, looking haggard, and cried that the online news was all malicious slander against her. She even insinuated that she was the daughter of a certain wealthy family, and when her pursuit of love failed, she deliberately spread rumors to slander her, aiming to destroy her completely. The way she said it, even a fool could tell who she was talking about. At that time, I still didn't know that behind her, there was a shocking conspiracy waiting for me and the Lin family. After this incident, Alaric Shun wanted to divorce me and openly admitted online that the so-called backer behind Vera Chin was him. Although he explained that they had no inappropriate relationship, the netizens can dig up anything. Back in university, the fact that Alaric Shun had a mistress was no secret. He and Vera Chin were a perfect match, often seen together, and were widely recognized as a couple. They never officially announced it, and Alaric Shun never admitted it directly. But this ambiguous relationship made people obsessed, so, when netizens dug up that Alaric Shun had already gotten married, and his spouse was me, they combined what Vera Chin had said before and started to maliciously speculate. My family, the Lin family, got caught up in this storm and became the target of public criticism, after experiencing a series of terrifying events, such as being pelted with rotten eggs, spat on, and even followed and violently beaten. I completely broke down. I called Alaric Shun, crying and saying I wanted a divorce. I thought he would agree readily, but he said that if we get divorced while the storm is at its peak, it would make people maliciously speculate about Vera Chin. In order to protect her reputation, he chose to sacrifice me. I was filled with despair, and at that moment, I completely gave up on him. The Lin family and I were still constantly facing malicious attacks. And he never once stood up for me. Instead, there is an unfamiliar team online called the Moon Guardian, quietly speaking out for me and the Lin family. It was at that moment that I realized, forcing things will not lead to a good outcome. I wanted to stop everything. But the tragic death of Vera Chin unexpectedly caused everything to spiral out of control. The Lin family went bankrupt, my parents passed away, and I, who should have been killed in a street accident, became Alaric Shun. In the end, everyone cursed me as vicious, saying that I was the one who deserved to die the most. Even the Shun family, who liked me a lot at first, accused me of being a jinx, causing the death of everyone. I couldn't bear the immense pressure and, filled with regret and despair, walked to the rooftop and jumped. Lux, what's wrong with you? Kai Xingzhou's anxious voice pulled me out of the painful memories. It hurts so much. My heart hurts so much. Woo-woo. Even after returning to reality, I was still immersed in that kind of despair and pain, unable to escape. Be good, don't cry, don't be afraid, I'm here. This time, I will definitely protect you. Kai Xingzhou held me in his arms, gently comforting me. His voice carried a certain resolute strength, soothing me. After I calmed down, he suddenly knelt on one knee in front of me, more serious than ever. Lux, will you marry me? I was at a loss for words, completely taken aback by his sudden action, but before I could say anything, someone suddenly rushed over and punched him to the ground. The boat is moving, Lux Lin, until I was pulled back by someone. I didn't realize that the person hitting me was Alaric Shun. He had the furious look of a husband who caught his wife cheating, his eyes bloodshot as he stared at me. The reason you haven't been willing to come home these past few days is because you've been out fooling around with other men. Hasn't it? Slap. I slapped him, then helped him up and asked, "Are you alright?" Kai Xingzhou fluttered his long eyelashes, looking as if he was about to faint from pain, and leaned against me. Lux, it hurts. I'll take you to the hospital. Lux Lin, I am your husband. Where do you plan to go with him? Alaric Shun stopped me, looking deeply distressed. I glanced at Vera Chin not far away and then said, "You said on the day we got our marriage certificate that we would live separately after marriage. If you're having second thoughts and want to be a real couple, how about we go back and consummate our marriage now?" Alaric Shun, blushing, pushed me away. Lux Lin, you woman, do you have no shame? Didn't you say you're my husband? Isn't it only natural for me to sleep with my own husband? Alaric Shun still wanted to say something, but was interrupted by Vera Chin. I wasn't in the mood to continue the argument. So I dropped a "see you at the wedding tomorrow" and left. If you want to cry, just let it out. No one will laugh at you here. After leaving the hospital, Kai Xingzhou saw me staying silent and patted his shoulder. Seeing how pitiful you are, I'll let you lean on me. Are you serious? Of course. I mean, the thing about you asking me to marry you. Kai Xingzhou froze, stopping in his tracks, his expression becoming serious and earnest. Lux, coming back to marry you is something I've been striving for in both of my lifetimes. I was deeply moved by the affection in his eyes, and in the end, I asked him to give me a little more time, otherwise, it would be too unfair to him. On the day of the banquet, Alaric Shun woke up early, waiting in the living room before dawn, counting the time and looking towards the door. At 11 o'clock in the morning, it wasn't until Mr. Shun called him to leave that he snapped out of it. Has Lux Lin arrived? Shun's mother looked at him strangely. Didn't Lux tell us to go directly to Shenghao Hotel at noon? Didn't she mention it to you? After a moment of silence, Shun's father spoke up, exasperated. Oh dear, the young girl is already busy enough preparing for the banquet on her own. It's normal that she didn't inform everyone. Let's go, we'll be late if we don't hurry. Alaric, Lux is really a good girl. Although she forced you to marry her, to be honest, our family's current situation is all thanks to her maternal family's support. Don't make things too difficult for her when you see her later. Shun's mother originally thought that after she said these words, Alaric Shun would, as usual, throw a tantrum and walk away. To her surprise, he awkwardly responded, I got it, Mom. Shun's mother and father exchanged a glance and smiled with relief. A mother knows her child best. And how could she not see that Alaric Shun actually didn't dislike Lux Lin? It's just that he cares too much about his image and is afraid that others will say he's living off someone else, according to her. With the Lin family's background, plus Lux Lin's beauty, and her outgoing and cute personality, what's wrong with people saying she's living off someone else? Some people want to live off others but don't even have the qualifications for it. I don't understand what her son is being stubborn about. Uncle, Aunt Vera Chin, how come you're here? When Shun's mother and the others just arrived at the hotel entrance, they ran into Vera Chin and her parents, and immediately felt unhappy. It was Lux Lin who invited us here, didn't she tell you? Yes, dear in-laws, for such an important occasion like today, it would be wrong if we didn't come. Right, who is your in-laws? Today is my son's and daughter-in-law's wedding banquet, so don't call us anything else, or it might cause misunderstandings. When Mrs. Shun finished speaking, the atmosphere instantly became awkward. Vera Chin's parents didn't expect to be so unwelcome, their faces flushed with anger. What do you mean by this? Mom and Dad, Vera Chin wanted to persuade them, but a single sentence from Alaric Shun eased the tension. Let's just keep quiet and go inside first, we can talk later. His expression was not good, as if he was desperately holding something back. Along the way, he repeatedly took out his phone to check. But unfortunately, there was still no news at all. It wasn't until he entered the banquet hall and was carefully guided by the staff into the venue, seeing the warm and romantic decorations, that his expression finally eased a little. He said, how could someone who treats him like life itself suddenly stop liking him? It turned out that everything was just to set the stage for today. Lux said she was afraid you would be upset, so she didn't make a big deal out of it. But the food, drinks, and the luxurious decorations of the venue, she definitely put a lot of thought into it. Shun's mother's words instantly dissolved Alaric Shun's earlier displeasure. Even he himself didn't realize that he wasn't opposed to today's wedding banquet. Deep in his heart, he even secretly felt a hint of anticipation. He doesn't even know what kind of surprise that clingy, annoying person will give him today. Hello, welcome everyone to the wedding banquet hosted by me, Lux Lin, for Alaric Shun today. When I appeared on the big screen in the middle of the banquet, the families of Shun and Chin had already arrived. Now, let's reveal today's biggest surprise. Alaric Shun, congratulations on your wedding. Across the screen, I made eye contact with him, and a huge cake was slowly pushed forward. Someone handed Alaric Shun a gift box, and when he accepted it, I continued speaking. Alaric Shun, I've been bothering you all these years and caused you a lot of trouble. I'm sorry. Fortunately, it's not too late to make things right. Today's wedding banquet is for you and Vera Chin. I know the one you love is her, so I wish you both a lifetime of happiness and early blessings with children. From now on, I won't disturb you anymore. You're finally free." At the moment I cut off the connection, I saw Alaric Shun running towards me, his face filled with shock and panic. He must be angry at me for interfering. After all, getting married is such a big deal, and I made the decision for him. Even if he blames me, I won't regret it. After all, in his heart, Virachine is beautiful and kind, such a great woman, and he loves her so much. If he doesn't marry her, how regretful it would be. I threw away the remote control, broke the phone card, and turned to look at Kai Xingzhou. "Let's go abroad for some healing. It's not about healing from emotional wounds, but from heartache. I need to relax and clear my mind so I can find the strength to start over." Kai Xingzhou agrees with everything I do, and this trip abroad will last 3 years. 3 years later, I have become an elite in the business world, dominating the financial circle with no rivals. In my previous life, I had noticed that the Lin family was set up. It's just a pity that I realized too late and had no ability to turn the tide. "Wife, you want to leave me again? I really want to imprison you." I had just sat down on the plane when a sinister voice came from beside me. I was speechless and rubbed my forehead. "Kai Xingzhou, can't you have some self-respect? A grown man constantly sticking to a woman like this. Is this normal?" The doctor said my stomach isn't good, so I should eat soft food." "Sister, you know this," he said, then pulled out his usual trump card, changing to a pitiful expression and looking at me with a wronged gaze. "Have you grown tired of me and are going back to your old love? I heard that ever since you left, he's been nearly going mad looking for you. For the past 3 years, he's been relentlessly inquiring about your whereabouts. Tell me, are you going back to him and leaving me?" "Shut up," I grabbed his ear. "I haven't even held you accountable for the things you've been hiding from me, and here you are, playing the victim first." It hurts, honey, I was wrong, take it easy." Hearing him groan in pain, I couldn't help but hug him with red eyes. "You fool, the human heart is made of flesh. Why didn't you tell me that in your past life, you sacrificed yourself with Virachine to stop her from harming the Lin family for my sake?" No wonder his assistant said that after he woke up one day, he immediately sent someone to investigate Virachine and rushed back to the country in a hurry. It turns out that in the previous life, after he returned to the country and saw that I had already married Alaric Shun, he didn't appear in front of me. He had always been quietly watching me from behind, and only when those events happened did he finally take action. The team called Moonkeeper was also arranged by him. He found out that Virachine and the Lin family's archenemies were secretly plotting to bring down the Lin family. After being detected by those people, he was hunted down. And the Kai family's influence was not domestic. Moreover, those people informed the Kai family's rivals, and surrounded by enemies on all sides, he eventually chose to go down with Virachine in a mutual destruction. "Wife, don't cry, it hurts my heart, it's your own fault for not speaking up. I thought you were mad at me, that night when I was drunk. I didn't mean to. I know, that day I was the one who took the initiative first. Wife, you can hit me or scold me, just please don't ignore me, okay?" "What?" Kai Xingzhou reacted belatedly, staring at me with his wet eyes, looking extremely innocent. For the past 3 years, he has been using this method to constantly tempt me, causing me to eventually lose control. If you didn't hear it, forget it, pretend I didn't say anything. "Kai Xingzhou, what are you doing? Let go of me." "I won't let go, I won't let go, I won't let go, I will never let go in this life. My wife finally loves me. I am the happiest man in the world. Who said I love you? I was just comforting you because I felt sorry for you crying. It was just a little bit of comfort. The innocent little dog doesn't care about these things. To eat meat, what's crying?" He can be even bolder. After getting off the plane, we ran into an acquaintance at the airport. It's been years since we last met. Alaric Shun has become even more composed and introverted, but he's still as good-looking as ever. "Wife, are you not afraid of me getting jealous for staring at other men for so long?" His waist was held by someone, and the little dog, all ruffled up, was about to start claiming his territory. "Stop fooling around, you're threatening me." I'll call my mom right now and tell her you're bullying me. Don't you remember the Lin family's ancestral teachings? Kai Xingzhou. Alright, honey, let's go home quickly. I'm starving. I miss the food mom makes. She said it's all your favorite dishes. He kept nagging in my ear. It was so annoying it gave me a headache. I couldn't focus on anyone else. Hurry up and go home. You're so noisy. As I was pulling him past Alariction, he grabbed my wrist. What are you doing? She's my wife. Lux Lin. Alariction ignored Kai Xingzhou's fuming, looking at me with a mix of anger, anxiety, and grievance. Don't you have anything you want to say to me? I calmly looked at him. 3 years ago, didn't we already make things clear? Is there anything else you want to say? That was your unilateral decision. Did you ever consider my feelings? Alariction actually started crying by the end, and when Kai Xingzhou saw him cry, he almost lost his temper again. I held him tightly and said to Alariction, I, Lux Lin, never regret what I do, but the only thing I regret is liking you. Alariction, it was you who said you'd rather never have met me. I'm fulfilling your wish. I didn't. Those weren't my words. Even if you don't say it now, sooner or later, one day, you'll hate me to the extreme and say it. It's better to stop now. It's good for both of us. No, it's not like that. Wife, how much longer are you going to keep talking to this person? Hurry up and come home. Don't let our son go hungry. I nervously swatted away the hand on my stomach, walking forward, wondering how he knew I was pregnant. Is it that obvious? The 2 men behind me exchanged a silent glance, and in the end, the scruffy little dog had the upper hand. This time, when returning to the country, the Lin family took over the rival Hua family's company with absolute advantage. In my previous life, Vera Qin was sent by the Hua family to attack me, and she teamed up with an insider from the Lin family group to bring down the Lin family, after several years, without my support. Vera Qin had long been reduced to a discarded piece. I heard that she still refuses to divorce Alariction, since Alariction is now considered a rising star in Yun City, and he is her only support. However, Alariction no longer maintained her like in the previous life. His obsession has now turned to me. Unfortunately, with the Kai family and the Lin family around, I am protected so thoroughly that not a drop of water can get through, as long as it's someone I don't want to see. I will never meet them again, even until death, until Alariction went crazy and posted a small essay online, begging me to see him. Before I went, I didn't know that he had dreamed about things from his past life recently. By the time I found out, both he and I had been tied up in an abandoned house by Vera Qin, and she had already gone mad. Lux Lin, it's because of you that I became like this. Why do you get to have it all? Vera Qin, it was you who hurt others first. You brought this upon yourself. Let Lux go. Lux, Alariction, I am your wife. This woman threw you away like garbage on the day you registered your marriage with her. Don't you hate her? Alariction looked at me, his eyes filled with deep affection, as well as regret. With red eyes, he spoke. Lux, actually, you have always misunderstood me. From start to finish, the person I have loved is you. In my past life, I admit that at first, I really disliked how you used your power to bully others. But later, I thought about living a good life with you. However, all of this was ruined because of Vera Qin, which led to many misunderstandings between us. After I found out about the things she had done, I wanted to protect you, but unfortunately, I couldn't stop it. Enough, I don't want to listen. I interrupted him. Even if it's like you said, the one who hurt me the most is only you. You said you liked me, but all I felt was your indifference and disgust. You let her hurt me, and gave all your favoritism to her. This is what you call love. No, it's not like that. Lux, I was just deceived. I didn't know. It doesn't matter anymore. You said, life can start over. Let's just pretend we never met. I hope you can keep your word. Lux, can't you? Give me one more chance. I really, truly know I was wrong. It wasn't until you disappeared at the wedding banquet that I realized how absurdly wrong I was. Have you all finished talking? Vera Qin, unable to tolerate it any longer, brandished the sharp dagger in her hand. Today, none of you will leave here easily. Alariction, I'll give you one last chance. As long as you promise me to live a good life with me from now on, I'll let you go. How about it? If you don't speak, I'll kill Lux Lin first. No, I promise you. But you have to release her first. Really, you're really willing to let me be your true Mrs. Shun? Yes, you release her, and we'll go back and live a good life. Vera Chin seemed to be convinced by his words and walked towards me. Just as the knife was about to cut the rope, she suddenly changed direction and went completely mad. Ha 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 ha, Alaric Shun, do you really think I'm stupid? You capitalists are best at kicking people when they're down. You all deserve to die, especially you, Lux Lin. As she spoke, she lunged towards my chest with a knife. No, Alaric Shun struggled to break free from the ropes with his eyes bloodshot, rushing toward me. Just before the dagger plunged into my heart, a gunshot rang out, and the world fell silent. Kai Xingzhou burst in with his men, trembling as he held me, his voice choking and incoherent. Lux, Lux, I'm here. I slowly hugged him, patting his back, trying to comfort him. The next moment, he cried out, "You scared me to death. Do you know that?" I sighed helplessly and gently coaxed him. "Did you forget the years we spent abroad, learning karate? If it weren't for your son, I would have escaped already." The person who was sobbing looked at me with red eyes and said, "I think I just heard things. Honey, can you say that again?" Hiss. Kai Xingzhou, my stomach hurts. Hurry and take me to the hospital. Your son might not make it. Lux, don't scare me. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. After this incident, the Lin family completely cleared all hidden dangers. Alaric Shun's company was also affected. And in the end, he had no choice but to sell the company and leave Yun City with his parents. On the day I left, it just happened to be the day of my grand wedding with Kai Xingzhou, and he had someone deliver a grand gift. A certain jealous person, fearing it might affect my mood, secretly had someone take care of it. The wind is gentle and the scenery is bright. Everything will be the beginning of happiness.